What's up, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. Please know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. Anyways, guys, the market's getting an emergency sell-off because we're getting some bad news. There's a lot of tensions in the Middle East, and there's a lot of fear that's building right now, so this is causing the market to sell off. Please know that when the data came out, all the jobs numbers were decent. The job openings were above expectations, according to reports. Job quits were below, but the manufacturing numbers were so-so. I would say manufacturing PMI was a little bit below expectations, but everything else was just decent, very, very close to what we were expecting. So that was okay. But the reason why the market's selling off like this is because of all the fear involving with the Middle East. So what's going on? So let me just make this very clear that I try my best to be very unbiased. I'm not going to pick any sides when saying what I have to say. I'm going to say this. There's been tensions in the Middle East that have been going on for centuries, if not thousands of years. This is nothing new. This has been going on for a very, very long time. But as of recent, there's been a lot of tensions that are going on, which have led to so many different things. This has been going on for months. I've been reporting this for a while as well. So it's very, very intense. So now we're reaching a point where so much has happened. One thing led to another, which led to another, which is now leading Israel to potentially invading Lebanon. And then as a result of that, Iran is saying that they are preparing ballistic missiles, or at least the U.S. intelligence is saying that's going to likely happen. So we'll see if that happens or not, if Iran gets involved. And with the possibility of Iran getting involved, now the U.S. is getting involved. The U.S. is now putting a lot more forces in the Middle East to try to deter these attacks. So once again, I'm not saying anyone's starting this. I'm not trying to side with anyone. I'm just saying that it's like a domino effect. One or two countries get involved, then another country, the U.S., Iran, and the list goes on. It's just absolute madness. So this is very sad. It's very intense, very, very horrible. If this war escalates and all these different countries get involved, oil prices could start to go up. If oil goes up, this could be a catalyst for inflation to start increasing. If inflation starts going up, that could be a little negative for the markets as well. But that's not a guarantee yet. So far, inflation numbers have been decent. We'll see if they end up shifting because of this, if this affects oil. But for now, the market is very, very fearful amidst this news, especially as the U.S. is now getting involved in another war. This is very, very intense, and it's not the best for the markets. The market was holding up during the pre-market, and as soon as we opened, we just dumped. We straight up just dumped. So for SPY, we're looking at our supports. The first support to watch for is around this 567 area. That's very close to our 50 EMA. If that fails us, we're looking for 565, then 562, very close to that area. We have resistance all the way up at 568 and then 570. We're looking quite bearish right now. We got this big rejection. We also happen to have like a head and shoulders like structure on SPY. So this could dump even lower down to 565 or the low 560s as we're building a lot of bearish momentum right now as the fear is building. Also, ES is rejecting pretty hard. We've lost our 20 and 50 EMAs. We're breaking the lows we made from Monday. So that's not a good sign. This is actually a sign of weakness on ES. We also have this big gap to fill down here. So if we end up losing 57.40, we could be coming down to fill this gap. So please be very mindful of that. The market is still looking weak. Nvidia is once again dumping. If we can't get back above 119, we're looking for 116 as support. And then we have that gap to fill all the way down to 114 if that fails us. For Tesla, we have deliveries. So that's going to be the next big catalyst. So Tesla's not necessarily officially bearish, or it doesn't mean that Tesla is going to continue to crash. All I'm saying is that for now we are dipping, but we have deliveries tomorrow. So that's going to be the next catalyst. But for now, Tesla is looking more bearish. We're looking at 250 as support. If not, 246 near the 50 EMA. If 246 fails us, we could be looking for 244 and all the way down to 242. But for now, we're looking to see if 250 will hold. We still look bearish in the markets, so please be very careful, guys. There's still a risk of the market dipping lower. For NQ, we're looking bearish. We have a head and shoulders. I was talking about this earlier, but I wasn't sure this would pan out because we were looking like we wanted to push. But instead, we got this rejection with the Middle East news. So we have resistance at 20,000. If we can't reclaim that, we're going to likely continue to fall. And then we're going to be looking for basically the 19,800 area, not to mention the fact we have this gap down here. So this is continuing to fall, guys. Looks bearish to me. The QQQ looks bearish. We have the gap to fill down around this 475 area. We have 480 and 478 as our supports, followed by 475. We look bearish on the QQQ. Aapl is rejecting. If we don't reclaim 226.38, we're likely dipping all the way down to fill this gap to 222. Looks bearish to me. IWM looks more bearish. We have lost 118, so we're looking for the 200 EMA as our target, all the way down to the 214s, followed by 212s. Coinbase looks more bearish. We got this huge rejection. We're looking at support around this 167 area. If that does not hold, we're looking for basically 162. Amazon's looking more bearish. We could be dipping all the way down towards 182.7. If that fails us, we're looking for basically 178. For Meta, we're rejecting here off a bearish divergence. We weren't able to hold above 580, so it is at risk of coming down to about 575, which if it breaks, we're looking for 568 again. But it's still, it's showing some strength compared to the market's trying to hold up, but we did get a rejection so far on it. Microsoft, Microsoft is rejecting. We're looking at support around 420. If that fails us, we're looking for this imbalance to fill closer to 414. So looking to see if 420 holds. Google's rejecting here. We're looking for basically 165 as our main support, not to mention 163. Still looks more bearish to me. The VIX is continuing to rise right now. It's up 20%. We have this gap to fill, so this suggests that the VIX has more upside coming, and the market has more downside. So the market is still looking kind of weak. So with that being said, guys, SPY is reacting to the 50 EMA. That's going to be this 567.5 area. We'll see if we could try to hold above that or not. We are still looking weak as bearish momentum is building, so there's a risk of us eventually losing that support, and that could lead to more downside later on. So please be very mindful of that. I want to give you guys a nice update on this. And once again, guys, please know I'm not taking any sides. I'm just trying to be unbiased in this video. There's a lot of tensions right now, and I really hope that more countries do not get involved. And I hope that this de-escalates, but that could be very, very unrealistic at this point. I don't like to be a victim of wishful thinking. I just want to say that it's very, very tough. It's a very, very tough situation, and there is a risk of further escalation. So it's very, very intense, and the market has been reacting very negatively to this. All right. Thank you for listening, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you guys very soon in a couple of hours, and peace out.